lady. One final question, alas, we're very out of time, and I'm going to offer it to this very enthusiastic young man.
Ms. Robinson, Arch, Prof, to all three of you a question actually. We spoke about the price of pollution and so on, and we spoke about compensation and so on, but will it be only a monetary compensation for pollution? First of all. Secondly, how do we put a price on that, on pollution? And thirdly, this one's especially for Archbishop, are we paying our way to a conscience? Are we paying our way to being free from the mistakes we make? And when will money really stop being a currency in that sense?
Archbishop.
No, let Mary, dear. Ladies first, I mean...
These are the very questions that I think we want to hear over the next few months in the context of the campaign, quite genuinely. They are the kind of questions we need to be asking. And we need to remember what Wangari said about our individual responsibility to reuse, reduce, recycle. There are big polluters, and there are ways of ensuring that the polluter pays. It's not just a money issue, and that's what we're really saying. It's a very human-centred issue, and that hasn't been part of the negotiations in Bali and Poznan and on the road to Copenhagen. What this campaign can do is invigorate it with a bottom-up sense. This matters hugely, and it's a matter for all of us. But those who are most responsible must also have an equitable idea of how to address that responsibility. I personally think it's quite a win-win when we talk about transfer of technology, because if those devising these new technologies are thinking in terms not just of the rich market world, but of the market of the billions, then even in their own terms, they can make it more of a win-win. Archbishop, you were talking about pollution. I'm afraid I doubt if South Africa is the worst. Lots of countries are bad at pollution. Ireland did a very simple thing. They banned plastic bags. And, we were very bad up to a point. Now we're not so bad. And we manage things like smoking, no smoking in public places. Policies can affect, even in countries that had a bad record, as Ireland did. But waste is a rich source of heat and light. And there are ways now of converting waste that can be used locally in villages. And this is where the transfers of technologies can matter. So I think we need to address this in a number of different ways. I think we need to engage those, in places like the Silicon Valley who have a sense of fairness. It's a very, natural idea of justice and fairness. But we also need, and, this point was made, we do need enforceable and enforced principles post-Kyoto coming into place in 2012, because the damage that is being done is really serious. And I think for your generation, the young people, it is the issue that you must get angry and organised, but also give the good example. Live the talk of climate justice, and then we all have to listen.
Thank you, Mary Robinson. A final word to you, Archbishop.
Mary said exactly what I wanted to say. No. I really want to be saying that, God has given us this earth home with an incredible responsibility and privilege to be stewards. We are meant, in fact, to behave towards the rest of creation as God would. We are told we're given dominion, but it is a dominion, not a dominion where you throw your weight about. It's a dominion such as God has, a dominion of compassion and gentleness. And I think, one of the things that you're beginning to understand, There were days when they used to say about black people and others, oh, how primitive. When people spoke about, oh, don't do that, you're hurting the tree. When people spoke about spirits and so on, I mean that nature is not inanimate. And our relationship is one where the story of that beginning part, God meant us to live in a garden, to live as those who care for a garden. And it's an incredible responsibility. And you have shown, especially young people, have shown just how you care about poverty, how you care about war, about peace, about continued existence of the human race and all of the animals. Fantastic. And I would hope, that you become passionate, and that you become so passionate that you won't go past a piece of paper that is littering the ground. You pick it up and try to make your environment a beautiful environment, because that is our responsibility. Es klaar nou. Es klaar.
I think the Archbishop has said it all. You've heard appeals to go and make it happen. The final point in these principles, guidelines, standards, call it what you will, is act now. You've heard appeals from the Archbishop. Act now. Make it your campaign. You've heard appeals from Mary Robinson. Make this campaign happen. Put some flesh to these principles. Make Copenhagen your Copenhagen, not just that of the politicians. And of course, we heard from Kofi Annan about the practical necessity of launching this campaign. It gets going in June. Look out for it. When you leave this room, do at least one thing every day to make that campaign a reality. Let's show our appreciation to our elders. Archbishop Tutu, Mary Robinson.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. How great it is to see a full house.